latest videos, a lot of y'all were asking why characters like Gambit, Carol, and Shang-Chi deserve to be candidates for Sorcerer Supreme. So I'm gonna start a series where I break down exactly what ties them into all of this, starting with Captain Marvel. And as you see behind me, her 2019 series, issue 28, pertains to her learning or wanting to delve deeper into magic. They even hint her being a Sorcerer Supreme during this time. This all starts with Carol having a devious nightmare of everyone and everything she cares about getting straight up annihilated. Obviously, this caused her concern. She is one of Earth's primary guardians, so she wanted to find a way to make herself stronger. She goes to Doctor Strange. Why? Well, when it comes to physicality, when it comes to energy, there's not much she could do to get better in that regard. So how about a whole new power source? After many banter moments, like Carol hooking up with Steven back in the day, it ends up just being the two of them where Strange lets her know something. Originally, Strange says, "You have no affinity for magic. You're hard-headed, you're too rash, impatient, it would take you forever to actually understand these things. But despite that, the reason you don't need to learn magic is because you would be overpowered, damn near unstoppable, if you actually truly learn how to harness this power." Strange tells her, "No matter how much you try, how much you beg, I will refuse to teach you magic. You are too much of a potential threat to Sorcerer Supreme, to just let be made." She tried to exhaust all her options. Every relevant magic user you can think of: Brother Voodoo, Wiccan, Magic, Nico, Talesman, Wanda. They all say, "Strange showed us, nah, we can't help you." All of them obeyed Strange's command outside of Enchantress. As the series goes on, Captain Marvel learns a little bit, at least in terms of experience, when it comes to what magic can do, being both an ally and an enemy to Enchantress during this time. Funny enough, it was actually magic that allowed her to actually survive this encounter, causing one of Enchantress's sons to lose his magical potential altogether. This is kind of a showing on why Carol would be so devastating with magic. The same way this is getting drained, Carol could naturally do this the moment she attunes to what magical energies truly are. Carol potentially being a Sorcerer Supreme candidate has to tie into her having experience with magic, her wanting to learn magic, and potentially this is her learning magic. That's pretty much all there is. She's been hinted at a couple of times of being a mystical powerhouse if she ever truly learned it, and I'm sure that they're just trying to pull from that story arc in order to make this appealing to y'all. In terms shit. For other characters, if you want to learn more about Shang-Chi, Gambit, Valeria, and Nico, just let me know in the comments below. I got y'all. If you want to know why Gambit is a candidate for Sorcerer Supreme, let's talk about it. I can already hear some of y'all now. It makes no sense for Gambit to be a Sorcerer Supreme. He has no magical powers, and that is where you're wrong. Every mutant has magical powers. Let me take you to Excalibur issue 7. I want you to keep in mind that Gambit is a part of this team. This team is a magical team led by Apocalypse, and as he notes in these couple panels I'm going to show you, as well as the rest of the series, his main goal is to teach mutants about their heritage, specifically mutant magic. This is taking place in Avalon, the realm where characters like Merlin, Saturnine, King Arthur, Mordred, Black Knight reside. This notion of mutant magic is reinforced quite a bit in different series, not even pertaining to mutants. Strange notes that mutant telepathy has an arcane signature attached to it. Mutant magic is the reason why someone like Iceman is able to use literal magic to be a mystical entity known as Ixalan. The same Ixalan that damn near every magic user on Earth invokes in order to use ice magic. That Gambit charging stuff up and generating kinetic energy has a little bit of a magic touch to it. He goes a couple steps further when it comes to Gambit. During the X of Swords event, when he enters Saturnine Castle, he finds a magic deck of cards, practically tarot cards. These aren't really too relevant again until the Knights of X series. Gambit uses the card of death in order to take on Merlin. This murks him straight off. But this is magic. These things come with a cost and sometimes a benefit. Let's read this little passage here. But before we continue on with Gambit's journey, we have to understand what this item behind me is. It's a mystical artifact known as the Siege Paralis, Persilius, something around that ballpark. This is a mystical gateway to access any realm across the multiverse. This is important because Mr. M, Absalom, an Omega level matter manipulator, changes this mystical artifact into its very own pocket dimension. Continuing on Gambit's journey now, they ended up entering this temple that has to pertain to a lot about Gambit, metaphorically, physically, literally all the 9 yards. Before they could really find out how anything's going on, the realm itself starts to change. People start getting hurt by playing cards. Gambit as death has re-emerged. This part isn't too important, but you have to realize that mystical artifact, all those magical energies, reconstitute and rebuilt Gambit from the ground up. Not only does he have mutant magic, his body is now composed up of magical energies. Like I said, it goes even further for Gambit. Let's go to Uncanny X-Men. Meet the mighty dragon Sadurong, protector of the Eye of Agamotto, left to him by Doctor Strange himself. Of Agamotto, I thought Doom had it. Well, there are actually 3 Eyes of Agamotto, each one pertaining to a specific attribute that benefits its user. This one here that Gambit ended up stealing off the dragon is the Eye of Power. But why does this boost Gambit's magical potential outside of just being another magical artifact? Gambit was all cuddled up with Boothang. Sadurong decided to pay him a visit. Slowly, this amulet corrupts Gambit. Maybe not physically at first, but definitely psychologically, mentally. Soon, he'll be known as a man-eater. Everyone he cares about will soon be consumed by him. Sadurong asked Gambit, would you like me to take the amulet back off your chest? I can save you this burden. Gambit said, no, I will keep it for myself. So this is a story arc that has a lot to do with what's going to happen to Gambit magically. To summarize, Gambit has mutant magic, he's comprised of magical energies, and he has one of the strongest mystical artifacts in all of Marvel. Him being a candidate for Sorcerer Supreme makes good sense when you really look at the grand scheme of everything. There's some older ass like other interactions like in the 90s, early 2000s. I don't feel like researching and reading up all that stuff, but if you have any other questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them to my best of my ability. And look out for Shang-Chi, Nico, and Valeria, because they're going to be one of the ones up next.